Discovering and diversity, the often surprising nature of living with the land. Our journey begins after sudden changes are sweeping over the land. The approaching storm may seem violent and destructive to us, but to nature.
No parking zone. They showed my pier.
These elements, when combined with sunlight, create the security systems of our planet. One of those living systems is the rainforest, home to the most amazing concentration of life on our planet. These dense and beautiful forests cover only a tiny portion of the Earth's surface, but they contain more than half of its planet. Rainforests are also extremely rich and productive living systems.
Oh no!
Oxygen, food,
Shut up, kids.
and other factors essential to our lives. In the desert, nature has created a very different, no less beautiful living system. And while this arid landscape may seem lifeless, it is very much alive. The plants and animals that have learned to survive in these harsh conditions make use of what little water they can find and avoid the scorching rays of the northern sun. Appeared as desolate as the desert, but over time, rainwater and nutrients gradually penetrated the hard surface of this land. Even the hooves of the mighty buffalo helped create the rich soil. One day become home to the American farm.
Oh. Fire?
There's the chipmunk up there!
Of all the forces at work on the land, humans have had one of the most profound effects. The need to produce food for a growing world led to the increase and sometimes in our search for the efficient ways to grow food, we fail to realize the impact of our methods. Discovering better ways to grow food that will assure both human and environmental well-being.
Farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing vegetation containing natural fertilizers, we can enrich the soil without the use of chemicals. In Saudi Arabia and Mexico, we're learning to produce food on desert seacoasts by developing and planting crops that thrive on salt water. Here at Epcot, we're learning to reduce the need for pesticides by using natural predators like ladybugs and wasps to control pests. In Japan, we're learning that by adding composted leaves and other plant material to our soil, we can reduce the need for fertilizers. In farmlands across America, we're learning that by plowing under vegetation
I don't want that job. Doing it.
How will we meet tomorrow's growing needs for food production and still respect the needs of the land? Some of the questions are being discovered just ahead of unique living greenhouse environments. To help us maintain these carefully controlled ecosystems and for your safety, please remain seated in your boat at all times.
Open. Thank you.
Banana.
In these living laboratories, scientists from Epcot, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and Nestle are exploring innovative ways to produce bountiful harvests now and into the future. The tropics are home to the greatest diversity of plants on the planet. Many of these, like bananas, cacao, coffee, and rice, are well known around the world. Others, like the jackfruit, fluted pumpkins, and dragon fruit growing here, represent the vast number of lesser-known tropical plants. Many of these are exceptionally high in vitamins and nutrients. Others are well adapted to growing in less than ideal conditions. The fluted pumpkin with edible seeds and leaves thrives in the poorest soil conditions of Africa, making it a potential staple for millions of people. The unique-looking dragon fruit is actually a member of the cactus family. The fruits are high in vitamin C, rich in antioxidants, and have a light, sweet taste. As we learn more about these plants, we discover new ways they can help us meet our food needs. One day, some of these may be as popular as the bananas growing on both sides of the boat. More than 28 million tons of bananas are eaten annually, making it the most popular food in the world.
Well, I have that
When we mention farming, we probably don't think of fish, but fish farming, or aquaculture, is an innovative way to increase harvests and protect wild fish populations. Tilapia, bass, and catfish are three popular crops raised by fish farmers around the world. In Asia, tilapia are often raised in rice paddies where the fish waste provides nutrients for the rice. This integrated growing system improves yields and reduces pollution. The American alligators on your right were once an endangered species. Raising alligators on the farm has played an important role in the increasing pressures on wild populations. Nearly 30% of all fish consumed worldwide is raised on farms, making aquaculture an important part of our efforts to produce a bountiful harvest. Here at the land, we grow about 6,500 pounds of fish each year, many of which are featured in restaurants here at Epcot. This greenhouse is full of some of our biggest